Okay, so let me just give you a little overview of what the garden looks like right now. Again, nothing really pretty during this time of year. Garden is a little on survival mode. I do not like to come out in August. It is just too hot and humid for me. So I guess we can get started over here with my little lime tree that I don't really show that much. It is potted. This is a key lime tree and it is full of limes everywhere. And we get daily visits from swallowtails. If you guys could just smell the blooms, oh my goodness, they smell so good. And I think that's what attracts all the swallowtails. So it is full of limes. They're almost ready. And then we have my cassia tree, which should be in bloom probably between October and December. So with Debbie coming through, I didn't really have a lot of damage, but she did seem to push everything forward. So as you can see, the cassia tree got pulled forward. Everything. So there's a not a nursery. There's a raised bed here, and I have all these plants planted back there, but they all are pushed forward again because of Debbie. So in there are 3 roses, and I know they're surviving because this one, Princess Alexandra of Kent, she's doing pretty good. This is Abraham Darby, and the only reason why I know she's still alive in there is because she's blooming, but I don't see her. So I don't see like her roots very well. So she's in there. I started cleaning this up yesterday. I think it's right there. But my porterweed is out of control. Porterweed is all these little strings. All the blooms come out of there. So I have a coral one and then this purple one. And the bees love it. Oh, it's just starting to rain. It's drizzling. So we'll see how much I can get through. This beautiful little lady over here is a type of Tibouchina, and I will put it on the screen because I don't remember exactly, but this was a cutting that a friend gave to me. When she gave it to me, it was about maybe just like from here, it was just a little cutting, and it's taken her 3 years to produce blooms. The first time I saw this plant was at Magic Kingdom, and I thought it was so beautiful. I'm very happy that it finally bloomed this year. And these are some blooms from Abraham Darby again. And as you can see, it is very, very tall. She's probably about 6 feet maybe. And then down here we have some Incredible Saturn sunflowers from Proven Winners. And if you go back to my July video, you'll notice that all of this front border was full of zinnias. So I pulled all that out yesterday, and I had some cuttings from Superbina Sparkling Amethyst and Superbina Pink Cashmere that I just planted in here. So they look a little raggedy right now, but I'm hoping in a couple months it'll fill in and it'll look really, really cute. So, all right, let's see. Over here we have Celestial Night, looking pretty good. So my roses either look horrible, they look pretty decent, or eh. There's not a lot of them that look pretty good, and not a lot of them that are blooming either. They kind of go semi-dormant for me, but most of them do have chili thrip damage, as you can see here. See all the streaking? If you look in the back, all that's chili thrip damage. And you'll see blooms. I'll show you blooms where they have that brown streaking, the buds. You see it? Do you see it? I don't know if you could see it. Brown streaking, that's chili thrip damage. So September, I usually come and prune the roses back by a third and defoliate as much as I can just to get it ready for fall and winter, which is where our roses actually look better here in Florida. This is my fire spike. It gets visited daily by hummingbirds. They love this plant. If you live in Florida, you need this plant. It does super well, and you can cut it back and it does not mind. My black-eyed Susan mixed in with some Agastaki and a Celosia, which isn't looking that great right there, and our little lizard friend. All right, back here, so against the wall, I don't know if you can see like the grid, the wire grid, but there's a wire grid there, and I have some Jasmine growing right there, so eventually it will fill that whole wall and look beautiful. For now, it's still growing. And I have my Celosia. Does really well in the humidity, sorry, in the heat. This rose, as you can see, looks terrible. Got another agastaki. I have a dahlia. So in Florida, or actually, well, I'm not going to say Florida, Central Florida, which is where I know, we can start planting dahlias again in September. So this one survived the summer. I just cut the stalks that were bad, and I'm just going to let it see if it'll bloom again for me. All right, this is Thryallis. We've got firebush in the back growing. And as you can see, I was saying with Debbie, everything got pushed forward. So I don't know if you can tell, but this whole tree is kind of like pushed forward. So I have to figure out what to do because I need to push it back. Right here, I have Mexican sunflower, also known as Tithonia, which has completely taken over as well. I had a, yeah, I love when they see the little bee. I had a summer-thick hibiscus in there somewhere. I don't know if it survived or not. I have a hydrangea here that I was going to plant, and obviously didn't get to that either. It's too much shade for both of those, so I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to do with this area. I'm probably going to have to pull out some of the Mexican sunflower to make room for it. And then all of my horrible looking roses back there. I don't even think I'll bother going back there. It's just the roses, have some angelonia. Not all of them are doing great. I really need to cut them all back. This little one's doing good. Actually, she's not little. She's pretty big, actually. But this is Cathedral Bells. I think it's also known as Sour Emmanuel, I believe. So this one, she is planted actually over here on this side of the fence. And her canes are very long, so I just kind of laid them so they would get some laterals. And they did, but they're done. So got some more here. Ooh, oh, there's an anole. I don't know if you guys ever seen an anole. It's like a lizard, but they're kind of green and slower. Let's see. We have some here. This could either be from thrip damage, or sun, but it's looking like thrip damage. But this one looks pretty healthy. That one's really pretty. Don't get much fragrance from that one. All right, so again, I started dumping all the dahlias that were here. Have to dump that one out. And then I have all my yucky roses that I need to cut back. Same for this side. I started cutting these back yesterday. So cut them back by like around a third. Defoliate if they're really bad. This is Belindas Dream. I don't know, she just started blooming this week. It's like she likes the intense heat. So she started blooming. She doesn't look that bad, but I do see some thrip damage. So I'll wait until she's done blooming and then I'll cut her back. This one over here is True Inspiration. I see thrip damage also. So I'll probably end up cutting her back as well. Let's go through here just to see real quick. My grasses are loving life. They're as tall as I am. Of course, salvias, always doing great. Visited daily by the bees. And the CRP Myrtle's just about finished blooming. It's like her second flush. We got a little bloom from Lady of Shalott, which is also getting pretty big. I pruned her. I cut her back probably like 2 or 3 times a year, but she was up to here. Her canes were like up to here. It was ridiculous. So I cut her back, and she's doing well. Then we go through my tunnel. I don't know why this side of my coral honeysuckle is looking really bad. But if we go in through here and look at it the other way, it looks really good. And this is my sky vine. So this one, the sky vine, and it produces these beautiful purple blooms. Now, let me take a step back. I think you guys remember this look over here. Remember I had coleus on both sides? The coleus I had here got infested with mealybugs. Now I have this huge space here, and I don't know if I'm going to put more coleus or just put something else. Not sure. But see, the coral honeysuckle doesn't look bad from this side. Just that other side. Let's continue. And then this is supposed to be an orange flame vine. Beautiful orange blooms, but nothing yet. It's just growing and growing, and I think I'm going to have to start going and cutting it because, all that is just getting out of control. So I don't know, maybe it's not getting enough sun. This is Abraham Darby. Again, You see, once you get closer, you see it. All the damage. That brown streaking again is those chili thrips. See? Ugh, gross. But the blooms don't look so bad once they bloom. But I do have to get a hold of this now before the fall blooms. And my little patch of zinnias over here. And then this one is Sweet Mademoiselle. Again, if you're wondering, which you probably already guessed, I don't spray. That's why the roses look so bad. But I go through this every summer. I don't even really focus on my roses during the summer. The blooms are tiny. The blooms are faded. The plants struggle. It's hot. I don't blame them. I don't want to be out here. They're going through this basically alone. I don't help them out. But then come September, I come and I cut them back, and we basically start all over and are ready for fall, winter, and spring. And I have some celosia. Sorry, I went blank for a second. Some celosia here, and then that massive plant right there is amazel basil. So good. So yeah, guys, not too much to see in August, but hopefully come fall and winter, the garden will look much different. So I'll be starting some seeds, actually direct sow. I like direct sowing better. And I did direct sow some teddy bear sunflowers along the edge. They get about 18 inches, so they're not too tall. And in October, my ranunculus corms should come in, and I'll get those started to plant in December. So not too much, but overall doing pretty well. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.